Welcome, we're here day 3 of the JWOC training week. Today we're doing a long simulation and we're at a map called Purtu, which is probably New Zealand pronunciation, but so the athletes have all gone off to the pre-start now. They've been in quarantine this morning, getting the simulating the feels of what it will be like on JWOC race week, and then most of the athletes are just going to take out the first control quite hard and then ease off and either do 1 or 2 controls or come back. I think it's going to be an easy day for most athletes after a bigger day yesterday, and then maybe some faster sessions on the track tomorrow just to get the legs ready for the JWOC week coming up starting on Monday. But yeah, so long simulation here in Purtu. We'll check out the terrain, see what it's like. It's quite fast, very flat, and quite open. The trees quite fast to run through in parts. There's also parts that you need to avoid, so there's some green parts, some blocks of young forest or green forest that you can go around, which is kind of similar to sprint orienteering techniques, making sure that you can pick the right way around the big blocks of green and on the tracks, and choosing the right route there. So that's, I think, how they're going to make it into a long distance with route choice. But otherwise it's pretty similar probably to woodhill orienteering or sand dune terrain, just using your compass, picking a couple of big features, simplifying the leg down and hitting that leg straight and fast. So yeah, see what it's like.
So today we did a long distance simulation here in Purtu. We got given start times, went out, and I started at race pace. I did about 15 minutes as fast as I could, as few mistakes I could. Generally in this kind of terrain, sticking to the line is the best way to go, just going around some of the fight kind of stuff, the greener stuff.
Yeah, so in this terrain you've sort of got all these different colours and lots of splodges and blocks, and it's all about knowing what does the colour mean, like what's a good colour, what's a bad colour, where can I run through, where do I want to go around. But generally you can go pretty straight, we've found, I think, unless there's like medium green or fight in your way. And that's certainly going to be what I'm going to be thinking about at JWOC, is yeah, going as straight as possible generally.
A lot of the terrain is quite similar to back home, but there's a lot of directional forests that you can only really run the way they've planted it, and you don't really want to cross over as it's a lot slower, which I guess we don't really have much of at home.
Yeah, I think the forest runnable in one direction symbol, it's not something you see in New Zealand, but over here it's just because they plant the pine trees in quite tight rows, so when they're still growing it can be really hard to get through, but once they're growing up a lot it just turns into white forest.
Yeah. When they're younger it can make for some interesting route choices. There was one point when I went through the medium green directional forest and it was so slow that going around would have been so much quicker.
Yeah, you two are probably maybe the 2 favourites from the New Zealand team for the long distance, so you're looking forward to some good racing on Monday?
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. I think it's going to be quite well suited to New Zealanders.
Yeah, you're very quick.
You're very quick. The contours feel quite similar to Woodhill in many respects, and it's going to be a lot faster, I think, because the ground is really firm and it's
apart from
quite
when
flat.
It's sand. And
apart from the tracks occasionally, but
yeah, just hoping that next Monday it's cloudy. Today was nice cloudy and not just really hot weather, because I think that's one thing that might be a bit of a disadvantage, I guess, to everyone. But so I think most people are back now, and we're just going to head back to our accommodation, do some relaxation, maybe head to the pools, and yeah.
Do some foam rolling, do some roller skiing. It's going to be great.
go.